Okay, Toro y Moi. Hey, you working on there over there? Yeah, I'm working on this video right over here. Oh, you released your music? Oh, let me make a review out of it. Alright, here we go. Outer Peace is the 6th studio album released by Toro y Moi. This artist's take on music is unlike anything I've really experienced before. The album itself, I guess, is a synth pop type album, but you can kind of delve into the funk aspect of it, almost acid jazz, something or other around there. There's a pop element, there's, arguably an R&B element in there. So, yeah, it's a little mixed up, but it does catch your ear's attention pretty easily. Well, at least it did for me, anyhow. One thing that is very interesting about this album is that all of the songs tend to blend into each other very well. And not in the sense like there's a symphony where there are movements that lead into each other. The songs literally feel like they flow, but each one is distinct. And you just kind of feel like, oh, it's the next one. But you know it, but you are going with the flow of it just as much as this song expects you to. Upon first listening to this album, I was very, very happy because this is a style of music that I thoroughly enjoy. It's something that I can easily sit down to and easily dance to. Something that I can easily drive to and something that I can easily want to try and make someone move themselves over to me. Or I can gradually do the reverse over to them. So that aspect of it I enjoyed a lot. Delving a little deeper into my second listen in the album, I was paying a little bit more attention to some of the creative choices he made with a couple of songs and a couple of effects that he decided to use, which I thought were alright. It was really just kind of some of the random vulgarity and some of the random choice of vocal style. A lot of this album uses autotune, and I am not a anti-autotune kind of guy. The way I see it is, autotune, for those who are going to use it the right way, should be using it as an instrument. Okay? If you're using it as an excuse for singing, no. But if you're using it as an instrument, as an effect for something that goes with the music, if you can make it do that, then yeah, I'm okay with it. I don't want to be overburdened or killed with it, but there's plenty of people who have used it wisely, at least that I have known. And for the most part, I think he is on the right track for what he has used it for, but there are some moments where I thought, you could have done a little without it, just because it feels like the level is increased a little too high. Not super high, but a little too high, and it kind of exits outside of the realm where he's trying to keep it in. Creative ideas for your music shouldn't lead to messiness. They should lead to something that either works for it or you cut it out. I know a lot of artists who know when an idea isn't working and you should just scrap it. Sometimes you can try and try and try again and maybe something good comes out of it. But sometimes a bad idea just snowballs into something else and you gotta stop and not let it be released. And I'm not saying that's what these songs got to. Like, they didn't spiral all the way down the hill and he just said, like, screw it, let's just release it. I don't think that's what happened. But there is a part of it where some of the elements or some of the volumes or the notches got turned, and it was just ever so slightly past the line. Just as an example, one of the songs that I listened to, he's kind of, I believed he was trying to give us the idea that he was doing a vocal vibrato. However, it got to the point where it sounded like he was barfing a vibrato. That's literally what came to my mind. That's literally what I envisioned. Some of the things that I think are getting to me might not be a problem or issue for you. Then again, the complete opposite could be completely true. The things that might bother me might bother you even more. I don't really know. And the issue I have with that is that I enjoyed this album. I enjoyed this experience, but it's the details that got me to think I can't recommend it as highly as I wanted to. So that part is disappointing to me, but there are plenty of elements in this that I think work out really well. If this was just an instrumental album, I probably wouldn't say, yes, definitely get it. I would probably be saying, this is something worth checking out because it's got plenty of groove in it. So there's that aspect to it. There's plenty of songs where the production completely overshadows the rest of the lyrics. And then there's times where there's just something where I can't recommend something about a song at all. So I'll give you one song that I thought where there's a happy medium, and that song is called Who Am I? So this album's a little conflicting because there's a lot of it that I just love, that felt head over heels for. But when you pay attention, or at least when I paid attention, there were things that I noticed that I'm just like, well, that hinders my enjoyment of the song a little bit. And it's not like I don't pay attention at all the first time around. It's just sometimes some things escape you when you're in the moment. And then afterward, I can honestly look into the details and be like, well, as much as I like that, there are some things that maybe I should have noted beforehand. So that's me trying to learn how to understand or identify things that maybe I should be able to catch on the first time I listen to it. I don't know. So after having listened and reviewed this album with production of 95%, creativity 75%, expression and lyrics 70%, I'm going to give this album a good. Kind of a happy medium. There's plenty of things that I think anybody could enjoy with this album. And again, I'll reiterate, I think if it was an instrumental album, I would be recommending this a little bit higher, but not completely head over heels, but that groove is very strong. It's just some of the things I didn't agree with in the details of the lyrics or the vocal performance. Just kind of in that realm. You get the idea at this point. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you want to discover, promote, and review the best in entertainment, remember to subscribe and follow all the media for this channel so you can get that yes in your life. See you next time.